Comrade Srinivasan.
This call is now being recorded.
Leaders of AKBRF and newly elected leaders from different banks to their respective unions as well as to our federation. Hearty welcome to everybody who is attending this meeting. Comrades, today we are discussing about the history of AIBRF. Comrade Dev, Vice President of All India Bank Retirees Federation, will take the class today to us. History of AIBRF is the history of the bank retirees in the country. We know retirement of one during their life, it is very important. Retirement is a beginning of new chapter in life. It is a new time to pay more attention towards own health and our desire. Physical and mental well-being and the social relation is most important for the retiree. The Bank Retirees Federation is formed with this aim in mind. And our history is the history of the bank retirees. Because all the aims of the bank retirees are well formulated in the history of the bank of the AIBRF history. So, in short, AIBRF history is the history of ourselves. We have paid more attention in our work and the building up of the house and other activities. Now it is time for us to take care of ourselves, our health, and our social activities. Our pension is well taken care of. Our financial activities, our health insurance is well taken care of, our health. So AIBRF has given most importance for these two aspects. And today we are trying to improve our pension. For this, we have to hardly work. The AIBA and UFU has given a call for strike on 27th for the settlement of the residential issues. One of the most important issue is bank retirees pension updation. So we have also to take part of these things. Before we enter to today's discussion, we have to pay tribute to past leaders who have passed away from us. Comrade T.M. Matthews passed away from us. He was the leader of AIBRF. Comrade Kulkarni, Comrade Bajpai, and similar other leaders have passed away from the AIBRF top leadership. We all pay respectable homage to those leaders, and we also congratulate the present leaders of AIBRF who is working on the welfare of the bank retirees. Let us all join hands together to strengthen AIBRF and further proceed for the improvement of the bank retirees' welfare. Thank you, comrades. Thank you very much. Now, Comrade Srinivasan has been restricted by the doctors not to talk much. I am not troubling him. I also request him not to talk. His presence is very valuable with us today, and that itself will be sufficient for us. I am inviting Comrade Raj Mohan Nair for his welcome speech. Thank you, comrades.
രാജ്മോഹൻ സാറ് റെഡിയാണെങ്കിൽ സംസാരിച്ചോളൂ. Rajmohan sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, carry. Proceed.
Respected President Shri Bharatan, our esteemed General Secretary Shri K. Srinivasan, the Chief Guest of the day, Shri Jagadish B. Dave, and all my dear friends and members who are attending this meeting today. My role is to give a warm welcome to Jagadish B. Dave, who is today taking the class on the history of Aibrf. Of course, we all should know, we should teach our members the history of Aibrf. Now, the topmost, the tallmost figure is with us, Shri Jagadish B. Dave. He is delivering the speech and taking the class today. Shri Jagadish B. Dave, he is the president of Gujarat Central Bank Retired Employees Association, and he had been chairman of Central Bank of India, All India Federation. And now, because of his health, he is a special invitee to All India Central Bank Retirees Federation meetings. Jagadish B. Dave, he born on 13th January 1937. He is a BA Honors, BCom, CAIB. He joined the bank at his age of 20. That is in 1957 as a clerk at Ahmedabad. And in 1968, that means after 11 years, he got promotion as officer and was posted to Baroda. And he was posted to regional office as superintendent, and then he worked in various branches. He had been a branch manager in many branches in Gujarat, and he was chief officer personnel in regional office, and he is a faculty leader of Zonal Training Center, Zonal Office Ahmedabad. And he was also assistant regional manager there, and he took availed VRS in 1994 after completing 37 years of glorious service in the bank. Regarding trade union activities, he was the vice president of AIBA Gujarat, Vadodara unit, and he became the president of Central Bank Employees Union in Gujarat. Later, in 1980, he became the vice president of Central Bank Officers Union, and he became president. And till his retirement in 1994, he was the president of Central Bank Officers Union in Gujarat. He joined AIBRF in 1996. At that time, the membership of Gujarat Retirees Association, Retired Employees Association, was only 600. And within a short time of 2 years, he became the vice president of Central Bank Retired Employees Association, Gujarat. And in 2003, he became the president. At the time of 1996, when joined the bank, I told, joined the AIBRF, the membership was less. But in 2003, when he assumed the charge of the president, the membership came to 1,600, and now it is more than 2,500 in a single state, in Central Bank Retired Employees Association, Gujarat. And more than 2,500 is the strength, and it is the major association throughout India which is having so much membership. And a specialty of Gujarat Retiree Association is, Gujarat Central Bank Retiree Association is, they are having 3 branches, Ahmedabad, Rajkot and Baroda. His contribution for increasing membership, other activities, and particularly in filing 4 petitions in Gujarat High Court is very considerable. All the petitions had favorable judgments in our favor. CBREA had live 200 members in 1996, 1,200 in 2003 when he assumed charge as president, and now it is more than 2,600. Another peculiar feature of Gujarat Association is that they are giving a share of 1 lakh rupees to each retiree on his death. His family, 1 lakh rupees. The fund is being mobilized through contributions and donations. And J.B. Dave have all active role in formation of State Federation in the year 2001. S.P. Kalkar is the General Secretary there, and both of them are working hard for the development of the association. He is also, one thing we have to notice that Gujarat, they are having trade union registration. The association is having trade union registration, and he had been instrumental for getting trade union registration for All India Central Bank Retirees Federation and for All India Bank Retirees Federation. We got the trade union registration through his Herculean efforts. We are very much thankful to Dave. Then mainly now he is 86. Next January he will be completing 86 years. And from 1937 to 2022, Dave is very enthusiastically with us in bank, in trade union, and in retirees movement. So, now, Daveji, you have a wonderful post-retirement journey. You were a great boss due to your leadership and vision, but you are an even greater person due to your kindness, respect, and positivity. Wishing you many more years of good health, peace, and contentment. God bless you always. So with these words, on behalf of All Kerala Bank Retirees Federation and also on my own personal behalf, I wholeheartedly welcome Shri Jagadish B. Dave amongst us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Comrades, Comrade Dave is the most respected leader amongst the AIBRF officers. We can hear him now. Menon.
Sir,
start?
Davi sir, if you are, yeah, if you are ready, you can start.
Okay. Respected Shri Balan sir, President. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Respected Shri Balan sir, President, AKBRF, Shri Srinivasan ji, General Secretary, AKBRF, Shri Rajmohan ji, Vice President, AKBRF, Shri Panikar, Chief Coordinator of today's workshop, participants and ladies participants. At the outset, I convey my sincere thanks to Sri Srinivasan ji and Sri Rajmohan ji for inviting me today in your workshop and giving me an opportunity to meet you and to speak on our beloved almighty organization, AIBRF. Subject is history of AIBRF. When the subject history is there, you will agree with me that number of events will be there in the history, number of dates for the events will be there in the history. So rather, it becomes a task how to remember all these things verbally. At the age of 86, my memory would not be so sharp. So what I would do, that I have prepared a detailed note on the subject history of AIBRF, and that I will produce before you in the form of my speech. The note will cover almost all the events and other necessary things in the history of AIBRF. But suppose anything is left out, or my mistake, error is there, you can point out to me after my speech. I would not mind for that. I am happy that your AKBRF they are conducting such very good workshop. In no other units I have seen such type of workshops are being conducted. Really appreciable. So before I give my speech, I would also like to say few words on AKBRF. AKBRF is formed in 1991, even before formation of AIBRF. It is the oldest state federation. Pension scheme in RBI came into existence in 1990. The mass convention of bank retirees assembled at Kottayam and decided to form All India, All Kerala Bank Retiree Federation with a view to get similar pension scheme in all banks for retirees. Kottayam Conference elected T.M. Matthews, Kottayam as president, who retired from State Bank of Travancore as senior executive. And late T.M. Matthews from Central Bank, Kollam as general secretary. Wide network is covered by AKBRF. It was district committee. It has district committee in all districts of Kerala. Strong functioning is being done by AKBRF through effective communications. It has own building, which is acquired in August 2017. Cost was collected by way of contributions from retired members. It runs also with social obligations. It donates funds in nature calamities. Really worth appreciable the activities of AKBRF. This is the oldest state federation, first in the history of retirees bank retirees federations. See, Rajmohan just told about our state committee in brief. When I talk about State Federation Kerala, I would like to say very few lines about the State Federation of our Gujarat. State Federation of Gujarat is formed in 2001, May 2001. It has 18 affiliates, that is, retired association of the different banks. At present, it has got the membership of 10,000, and it is functioning very well in the activities of retirees movement. Or I would not speak regarding state federation because our subject is wide, so I would come to the subject. One thing I would like to just share with you, that your AIBRF is the oldest state federation. Likewise, our Central Bank Retired Employees Association Gujarat is the first retiree organization in public sector banks. It was formed on 10th December 1988 with membership of 18. It has completed 33 years. Now the membership is more than 2,500. It has various activities, not only the trade union activities, but social activities also. The Srinivasan has told regarding our welfare scheme. Sorry, Rajmohan. Through our welfare scheme, we are giving to the nominee of deceased member 1 lakh rupees on the production of the death certificate of the deceased member and our other user requirement. No other association has got such scheme, welfare scheme. They have started to comment the scheme. But I think that at present nobody is giving such huge amount to the nominee of the retirees. This is retirees. Coming to the subject, I would speak that move was started to form all India body of bank retirees. Let's see, R.C. Chakrabarti took lead, and he contacted Padma Shri Arvind Bhai Buch, the renowned Congress leader at Ahmedabad. Arvind Bhai Buch assured to give his all possible cooperation for this All India body. He told that for the meeting, they can use also that textile workers complex. Leaders from Ahmedabad, Sri Mahendra Bhai Parikh, Sri V.T. Makwana, and Sri V.K. Krishnamurthy assured support to form All India body AIBRF. It was decided to hold meeting on 30th April 1994. From Kerala, T.M. Matthews, Central Bank, and other 3 delegates came. Arvind Buch inaugurated the convention at 2 p.m. on 13th April 1994. Draft constitution was drafted. Resolution was drafted. Next day, in conference, Sri R.C. Chakrabarti, T.M. Matthews, Central Bank, T.M. Matthews, Kottayam, M.N. Parikh, V.T. Makwana, B.P. Bajpai assembled. Conference was held, and AIBRF came into existence on 1st May 1994. In election, following persons were elected: the R.C. Chakrabarti, the then founder General Secretary of AIBA as chairman of AIBA. The T.M. Matthews, Central Bank retirees and founder of Kerala Bank Retirees Federation as president. The B.P. Bajpai, UP, from UP, was elected as General Secretary. All these three dignitaries became the founders of AIBR. During the period 1988-1992, demand of pension for bank retirees on the line of RBI was the strong force. By AIBA, other employees union and officers union. After third bar discussion, negotiation, pension as second benefit was decided. To extend the bank retirees on contribution basis. Agreement was signed by employees union and joint note was signed by officers union on 31st October 1919. Pension to bank retirees became reality on this day. Very good beginning. Very, very happy moment by getting pension on this date. Everybody was happy. In formation of AIBRF, T.M. Matthews has played very important role. He was founder, General Secretary of all Kerala Bank Retiree Federation from 1991 to 2002. He was also founder, president of AIBRF from 30th April 1994 to 21st September 2003. Founder, General Secretary of Central Bank Employees Union Kerala from 1962 to 1982. All India Central Bank Employees Federation Vice President from 1962 to 1982. Really a great devoted trade union leader up to the end of his life, I would say. Because when he has passed the age of 90 years, from All India body, it was told to him not to take much pain to attend the conference of AIBRF, AICBRF. But he was coming. Raj Mohanji and other colleagues were extending very good help to him for his participation in the conference of AIBRF, AICBRF. Lastly, he was coming as a committee member to attend the conference of All India body. Very dedicated person, I would say. I have never seen such personality devoted to the trade union activities. And these retirees cannot forget his service, which he has extended to the retirees movement. Great salute to him from the deep feelings from my heart. During the period 1988 onwards, bank-wise bank retiree association also came into existence. As I told, first was Central Bank Retired Employees Association, Gujarat in 1988. State-wise bank retired association started to affiliate with AIBRF. AIBRF journey as All India body of bank retirees commenced. Problems of pension, gratuity, second pension option cropped up after pension regulation 1995. Friends, first such problem came in light in sixth bipartite due to the sixth bipartite settlement. Officers who retired from 1st November 1993 to 30th October 1994 were given pension as per revised pay of the bipartite. But they were given gratuity as per the old scale. It was an injustice to them. It was pay according to the revised salary, pension according to the revised salary, and gratuity according to the old salary. About 27 persons in Gujarat, they were affected. In Kerala also, such persons were affected. Many representations were done to the management. But management didn't consider, because it was a part of the agreement with the 6/5%. Then aggrieved, the persons who were affected, they contacted the court. Many petitions were filed in the high courts of the country. In Gujarat also, we had filed the petition for these retirees. In Kerala also, this petition was filed. And Kerala petition was reached up to the Supreme Court. In the single bench in Gujarat, we couldn't get favorable result. Then we went to the division bench. In division bench, our petition was in process, force, hearing. But at one stage, bank's advocate, they presented to the court that one such case is at present in the move by Kerala petitioners in Supreme Court, and that judgment is awaited. So in our petition, the hearing was stopped. We were waiting for the judgment of the Kerala petitioners in the Supreme Court. After 2 years, the judgment came. And the judgment was that all the petitioners who had filed petitions in different high courts and who are suffering loss, not only loss, but the pain, grief for the last 25 years, bearing anything, they should be given flat 2 lakhs rupees. Judgment was very favorable. In Gujarat, our judgment, our petition was pending in division bench. We immediately produced the judgment of the Supreme Court before division bench, and we got favorable judgment. But the irony was that when we filed the petitions, 17 petitioners were there. But when the judgment came, only 3 petitioners were alive. What I did, that I had joined all the survivors of all the deceased petitioners in the petition. So they could also get the benefit of this judgment. This was the first achievement of the retirees, bank retirees, in case of the pension gratuity. Now, the same thing you all know, that it is going on with the pension updation, 100% utilization. Persons are passing away, and the benefit to the retirees who are over 80, when they would get, that we don't know. Aibrf efforts for the benefit of retiree issue also were in force at that time. Conferences were also regularly held. After foundation conference in 1994 at Ahmedabad, first biennial conference was held at Delhi in 1995. Second at Kolkata in 1997. Third at Kochi on 24th September 2000. And fourth at Hyderabad on 5th April 2003. This Hyderabad conference was unique for one incident. In 2003, all the agenda were passed. But last agenda of election could not be passed. President T.M. Matthews tried to just specify the situation, but he could not. The reason was that Mr. B.P. Bajpai, in place of Mr. B.P. Bajpai, Mr. S.R. Kulkarni was to be taken as. Then that conference was postponed. One agenda was left out. And for this agenda of election, which was left out in Hyderabad conference, at Ahmedabad, in the same year in September, the conference was called. Only for one agenda. In Ahmedabad, this conference was called. Very successfully, the conference was conducted. Along with election, other things also were discussed. In that election, T.M. Matthews was elected as the chairman. N.C. Chaya, Bank of India, he was elected as president. And C.S.R. Kulkarni, Central Bank, he was elected as general secretary. But Mr. B.P. Bajpai did not agree. He left Aibrf and joined other retirees organizations. This was the incident in the conference of Ahmedabad in 2003. See, Matthews remained president from 1994 to 2003. S.R. Kulkarni became general secretary on 21st September 2003 and continued as general secretary of Aibrf up to 12th December 2008. From 12th December onward, he was president up to March 2012 and then as the chairman up to 2015. T.M. Matthews was president from 1st May 94 to 21st September 2003, chairman from 21st September 2003 to 13th December 2008. During 7th bipartite formula, the formula of 1616 and 1684, it came into effect. Due to this, pension of the retirees, it was reduced from 50% to 43%, because pension was calculated on the index level 1616. Retirees were very much aggrieved, who retired during this period, 1st April 1998 to 31st October 2002. Great injustice was done to them. Because to reduce the pension from 50% to 43%, it was not the justice to the retirees. Later on, UFB also realized that this anomaly is there. Tarkeshwar Chakravarti was there at that time. He told that this will be rectified in the next bipartite settlement. But in between, this great leader expired. So in the 8th bipartite, this anomaly, it was rectified. Agreement was signed. But the effect was given from May 2005. The demand of the retired during this period, 7th bipartite, was that difference should be given from the date of retirement. Matter went to the High Court, then Supreme Court. After 4 or 5 years, the judgment came in favor of retirees, and the effect was to be given from the date of retirement. This was also a good achievement of the retirees in the bank retirees movement. In the matter of VRS optics in 2000-2001, some lapses also took place. In terms of regulation 29.5, 5 years notional weightage was not given to the VRS optics. In this case also petition was filed by us in Gujarat High Court. AIB also took matter. Other bank also retired association had also filed the petitions. In civil appeal number 1942 of 2009, Bank of India and other versus K. Mohandas, because High Court have given favorable decision, but bank and IBA, they had gone to Supreme Court. So in this petition, in Supreme Court, decision came in favor of the retirees. Banks filed review petition, but it was also dismissed. IBA then decided to give benefit of 5 years notional service to VRS optics, who retired from 1st April 1998 up to 2000, April 30th, 2005. Good benefit there this is, good age there this is. So these all are the things which happened during the period of AIBRF. AIBRF was not silent. When this judgment came, the question of levy had come. Some members, retirees, they were telling that this is the court judgment. How AIBRF or local state unions can collect the levy. But one thing I would like to say, that AIBRF was continuously follow up the matter of retirees with IBA, government, other agencies, UFBU, and making the correspondence wherever necessary to the highest authority sitting in the government. Their role, therefore, was there in getting the favor of judgment, either by the way of court, either by way of the settlement through UFBU, whatever it may be. But it was an active organization of the retirees. So we are adopting in 2000 and 2001, gratuity was also given to them 4 to 5 months late. The rule is that gratuity to retiree should be given within 31 days. It was given 4 or 5 months late. The number of cases are filed in ALC for the gratuity. And ALC immediately gave favorable judgment. And you give interest for the late payment of gratuity to the VRS. In the country, ALC cases were cropped up in so many numbers that the bank's authority, they typed. And almost all banks have issued circular to their zonal office, regional office, to give interest at the rate of 10% for the late payment of gratuity. Pre-86 retirees, widows of pre-86 retirees were getting at that time hardly 300 to 400 rupees from the welfare fund from the banks. For them, I remember, you might also be knowing, that AIBRF held a rally demonstration program at Jantar Mantar, Delhi in 2003. This program was held by AID, first program of rally. before Jantar Mantar, demonstration before Jantar Mantar. Thereafter also, Aibrf put all efforts to give good amount to these pre-86 retirees and widows of pre-86. Later on, the banks decided to give them rupees 1,000 less from the welfare fund. But this amount was also not adequate. 1,000 rupees is not a very good amount. So Aibrf then continuously tried with the coordination of UFU to give some more amounts to them. Later on in 2014 or 15, this amount was linked with DA. And at present, they are getting the amount linked with the DA. Whenever DA is increased as per our index, they are also getting some amount, hike in some amount in their ex-ratio. At present, pre-86 retiree get 4,827 rupees. And widows of pre-86 retirees get 2,430. Yes, this amount is also still short, small. Aibrf in coordination with UFU has taken up the matter with government. The same is pending with government. Aibrf is continuously following up with government in this context. Srinivasanji, suppose if time would extend 45 minutes, no problem?
No problem. You can take your own time.
Okay. After the conference of 21st September 2003 in Ahmedabad, the next fifth biennial conference was held in Lucknow on 27th November 2005. Thereafter, on 13th December 2008 at Chennai. In this conference, late S.R. Kudpani expressed his unwillingness to continue as General Secretary of Aibrf because of his knees problem. He has got a very severe problem in his legs. So he was given the post of president, and S.C. Jain from Bank of India was given the post of General Secretary. S.C. Jain has concentrated on the issue of second pension option and 100% DA utilization. Demand of second pension option had become prime issue at that time. Because in 95, when the pension scheme came into existence, Cars. चलो ये चार्ज कर देना चार्जिंग. One minute, this charging has gone away. So because when pension scheme in 1995 came, two opinions were there. Aibrf, they were not in favor of pension. At that time, interest rates on deposits were very high. In banks, the same was about 11-12%. Financial companies which were existent in force at that time and on the limelight, they were giving 18%. So They were advising their members not to go for pension option. AIBA had got this achievement. Naturally, they were happy and they were right that pension benefit is a great benefit and all should opt for it. But whatever may be the reason, because they were telling their members that we should manage the money which we are going to get by our own way. Why it should be managed by the bank or government. So many people, they didn't take the pension option when it was offered first time. Later on, rate of interest came down, pension was increasing. I remember that when I retired in 1994, my total pension was 5,200. 5,200. Basic pension is not changed. It remains the same. Adaptation is not there. But at present, I am getting 30,000. But that is also less than the peon who is retiring at present in the bank. What an injustice to the retirees, bank retirees. Think over it. So, after first pension option, people, they were craving for the second pension option, particularly retirees. They realized that they have done the mistake. So, UFU, AIBRF, they have to concentrate on the second pension option. After hard efforts, continuous follow-up, second pension option came into existence in 2010. And at that time, the remaining retirees who had not opted for the pension, first time they opted. At present, about 98% to 99%, they are the pension optees. So, during the period from 2001 to 2010, UFU, AIBRF, they had concentrated on this issue of second pension option. And they were successful. And it was a great achievement, I would say. If it had not got, then what would have been the position of the retirees who had not opted the pension option in 1995 at present? Those persons had got hardly 4 or 5 lakhs rupees at the time of retiring. And at present, during their tenure in the life, they might have spared all the monies and they were craving for the bread and butter. So second pension option is really a very good achievement. In this second pension option, the officers who had put up voluntary retirement under office service regulations, they didn't get option. It was not in the agreement. Number of persons were there who had opted VRS, officers were there who had opted VRS under office service regulations. So AIBRF had taken up this issue very vigilantly. UFU also taken up the matter with government. So why this small part of the optees, VRS optees, should be left out in getting the pension option? At last, due to the efforts of AIBRF, UFU, these officers also got the second pension option. The position of membership and affiliates up to the date are as under. That also I would like to give. Up to 2006, sorry, 2001, the membership was not much. in Aibrf. But after VRS, it increased. And in 2006, it reached up to 14,000. And affiliates were 35. In 2008, at the time of conference in Chennai, 19,000 and affiliates were 37. 2013, 1,05,000 and affiliates were 42. 2015, 1,20,000, affiliates 42. 2018, 1,80,000, affiliates 44. And 2021, 2,45,000, affiliates 47. Regarding the membership which AIBRF is telling, it is not an executive figure, I would say. Why? Because AIBRF is the registered body in the Trade Union Act. That on that subject I will speak little later on. But every year we have to submit one return to the Labour Commissioner where the registration is there. And in that statement, return, we have to show the correct position of the association or federation. So in return, SC Jain is giving me, SC Jain is giving me the figure of membership correctly. Because if it is wrong and one day it is challenged, it will be very objectionable for the Labour Commissioner Office from the AIBRF. So figures are conveyed correctly. Our membership at present is around 2045 is the correct figure. Some affiliates have not sent their affiliation fee, that is the reason, but it is usual prevailing. After the conference of Chennai on 11 December 2008, next conference was held on 1st December to 3rd December 2012 at Kolkata. Inauguration session was held on 1st December at 5 p.m. at University Hall. Comrade T.M. Matthews, S.R. Kulkarni, S.C. Jain, S. Venkatachalam, Dr. Sudarshan Nachippa, MP, and other guests were present. Hall was jam-packed, University Hall, by the retirees, delegates, observers, and also the local members of the retirees association. Crowd were about 1,200 in the inauguration meeting. About 200% they were standing outside the hall and hearing the speech. Here we have slogan was adopted in this conference. We shall make our own way. It was launched. Dr. E.M. Sudarshan Nachippa, MP, inaugurated the session. In delegate session, 550 plus delegates were present. 550 plus delegates were present. Retirees' core demands were discussed. Important thing was that in this conference, that AIBRF logo, emblem, which is at present prevailing with us, it was introduced, launched. And the shape was given to this emblem by Mr. H.A. Parmar, President of State Committee Gujarat and General Secretary of United Bank Welfare Association Gujarat. He had prepared the design of this logo with the help of the person very knowledgeable in this regards. It was approved by the committee of AIBRF and it was launched in the conference of Kolkata. C.H.A. Parmar, with regret I have to say that he expired last year in May due to Corona. He was a very devoted leader. Great leader we have lost in Gujarat, I would say. After 2012, Aibrf was very active for getting results favorably for retiree issues. They were taking all possible actions for the issue of improvement in family pension, updation of pension, independently as well as in coordination with UFU, and also by approaching government. Aibrf was started its own action program to have effect on IBA and government for the need to address retiree issues. Aibrf hold massive demonstration at Jantar Mantar, New Delhi, on 7th March 2014. This was the beginning of the very good movement of the bank retirees. About 4,500 retirees assembled at Jantar Mantar, shouted slogan for the retiree demand. 8 MPs had visited this demonstration program. They are also given the speech and told that they would also tell their voice to the Lok Sabha session. Their approach was also favorable. So, effect got started in government, in people for the issues of the retirees. This period, that is 2015, was the period of negotiations of 10th bipartisan deal. And UFB was given assurance at that time that 100% utilization, family pension, etc. would be solved. They had given a very good hope at that time. Retirees were also hopeful, at least for 100% utilization. But with regret, I would just say that UFB failed to deal with retirees issue in MOU signed on 23rd February 2015. On the contrary, record note was signed on 25th May 2010, which was speaking against the interest of the retirees. During this period, Aibrf was not consulted also. Aibrf demonstrated protest day on 25th May 2015 at Azad Maidan, Mumbai. In joint note, IBA mentioned that any demand of retirees can be examined only as a welfare measure, as contractual relationship does not exist between banks and retirees. This was objected strongly by AIBR because pension is a deferred wage. Deferred wage is a matter of right. Regarding updation of pension, I would say that it is not our demand. It is not our demand. It is our right. And that right is not sorted out by the IBA government. It is a matter of great irony. But one thing favorable was that in that joint note, that medical scheme, group insurance policy came into existence from the year 2015. It was a good thing for the retirees. No doubt the cost of premium was to be borne by the retirees. On 9th and 10th July 2015, Central Committee meeting was held at Indore. AIBF decided to go for strong action program for the issues of retirees. Thereafter, 4 triennial conferences were held at Thrissur on 25th November to 28th November 2015. And the host unit was AKBR. Very nicely arranged. Mass rally at Thrissur was arranged before inauguration function. It was 1 kilometer long. on the roads of Thrissur created good effect. The inauguration meeting witnessed a great crowd of retirees, more than 1,500. The open inauguration session was held on 26 November 2015 at 5 p.m. at R.C. Chakravarti Nagar, Thekinda Kada Medan. Attendance in this open session was around 2,500. Open session was inaugurated by Managing Director of State Bank of Travancore, Sri Jivan Das Narayan. Delegate session was attended by 730 delegates and 300 observers. Slogan adopted in Thrissur conference is "We shall achieve." It was decided that IBA will continue. Decided that Aibrf will continue to fight and launch struggle program for the demand of retirees. Necessary resolution was also passed to complete formality of registration of the organization under Trade Union Act in state of Gujarat. Excellent arrangement was made by the host unit AKBRF in this Thrissur conference. In this conference, PM Mastekar, Union Bank was elected as chairman, Sri SM Deshpande as president, and Sri S.C. Jain as general secretary. Second great program was arranged at Jantar Mantar, New Delhi on 27th March 2017. More than 5,000 retirees witnessed this program. Slogans were shouted continuously during the program. More than 50 MPs of different parts had visited and gave speech in this program. They all had stated that retired issues are genuine and they would convey their feelings favorably in Lok Sabha session. This Dharna program was inaugurated by late, very important thing. This inaugural Dharna program in 2017, it was inaugurated by late T.M. Matthews. He was the very senior most retired at that time. And inauguration was by T.M. Matthews, late T.M. Matthews, former chairman of Aibrf, founder of Aibrf. It was a historical and largest Dharna program organized by any retired organization in financial sector. Now, other important thing we developed for Aibrf is registration of Aibrf under Trade Union Act. Any association, federation, if they are not registered under Trade Union Act, then it becomes very hard for them to go to ALC or to go to the court. I had got the registration of our All India body, All India Central Retired Federation, with Deputy Registrar, Labour Commissioner Office, Gandhinagar. That is the Gandhinagar, the capital of our Gujarat. They were also not registering. But by explaining the things to them for the benefits of the retirees, I convinced the Deputy Registrar and they agreed, told me that you submit the application. AICBR registration was done. The Jain Saab came to know that AICBR is registered under Trade Union Act. He entrusted the work of the registration of Aibrf with Deputy Registrar of Trade Union, Labour Commissioner Office. Anyhow, he said that we want our Aibrf to be registered under Trade Union Act so we can go to the court if necessary in the future. I submitted the application with huge requirements because requirements of this Labour Commissioner Office in this respect very, very heart. Contacted the Labour Commissioner, Deputy Labour Commissioner, about 8 times at Gandhinagar. Replied to the queries of that 10 letters. Then after 1 year, that is on 16th May 16, 2016, we got the registration of Aibrf under Trade Union Act. That is also a good achievement because the Aibrf got the individual status, legal status for that problem, for the retirees problem. Now, this is not only the thing when you get the registration. After getting the registration at every year, we have to submit the returns to the Labour Commissioner Office. At present, I am preparing the returns of AICBRF, AIBRF. And requirements are in numbers. But I am doing it, considering that it is my duty for the association. All the amendments which were passed in the Delhi conference, they were also got approved by the Deputy Registrar of Trade Union. Amendments, whatever you make, have also to be got approved by this Labour Commissioner Office. If they are not approved, then in constitution you cannot take officially. Then 5th annual conference, it was held in New Delhi. It was held in Delhi from 1st March to 3rd March. Host was State Federation, Delhi. Conference was a huge success. Open session was held in Talkatora Stadium, New Delhi. More than 2,000 persons were present in the Talkatora Stadium. Chief guest of inauguration function was the then chairman of IBA and managing director and CEO PNB, Sri Sunil Mehta. Guest of honor was Comrade C. Venkatachalam. Approach of Sri Sunil Mehta for retirees issue was positive in the meeting, in that conference. He told that the retiree issues are put up before IBA. IBA would try to solve this problem, but they should come to IBA. Comrade Venkatachalam assured unqualified support to retiree issues. However, he informed that increase in family pension is in advanced stage in negotiations and is likely to become reality. In business session, which was held at Constitutional Club, New Delhi, very fruitful discussion on core demands of retirees, action program, group insurance policy was done. Slogan of the conference, this conference is Be United, Struggle and Achieve. Sri K. Srinivasan, our great leader, Kerala, AKBRF, General Secretary, he was elected as the chairman of AIBRF. Salute to him. Sri S.M. Deshpande as president and Sri S.C. Jain as General Secretary in this Delhi conference. Excellent arrangement was made by Delhi State Unit for this conference. Sri Mitra Basu, General Secretary, Punjab National Bank Retirees Federation, Bansal, and their colleagues had put hard labor to make this Delhi conference successful. During the last 5-7 years, friends, we are concentrated on our action program. In between this 2 years period of Corona came in between. But our action program has created good effect. That is definite. Short glimpse of the action program also I would like to give, because action program has become successful because of the members, because of the affiliates. If the affiliates would not undertake the action program advice directed by the Aibrf in the right perspective, then action program cannot be successful. During the month of April-May 2015, Aibrf delegation submitted memorandum to 6 central ministers. 42 MPs also were given memorandum. 24,000 online representation by way of letters were sent to PMO by retirees. Dharnas were organized by the state bodies at 67 centers. Dharna program. Submission of charter of demand for 11 bipartite settlement to IBA, General Secretary IBA, Aibrf, and to the convener of UNION. Meeting with IBA official on some occasions in Mumbai was held, but unofficial. Discussed various issues with them. Efforts were made by the state body to submit memorandum to the chairman, IBA, chairman of various parliamentary committees during their visits to the different states. Signature campaign program was very successful, and few lakhs of signatures were obtained from the public and submitted to Prime Minister. Recently, just for your information, I would say that on 1st May, that is the International Labour Day, and that is the Independent Day for the separation of Gujarat state and Maharashtra. Eventually, they were both together, but both the states were separated on 1st May 1960. On that day, International Day of Labour, in Ahmedabad, we had organized a rally on the roads with placards in the hands of number of participants. It was 1 kilometer long. Walked also about 1.5 kilometers and reached to the destination. The program was conducted from 10 to 11, and then a meeting was arranged in one hall. Good gathering was done. Discussion also was done. It had created good effect. You might have also come to the notice on, I don't know exactly, but just for the information, I will say. That rally was on the road. Retirees were on the road with placards in their hands. And it was a very successful rally, published in most of the newspapers in Gujarat and also in Hindi in other states. In this 10th bipartite, one thing which we could get, it is also a great achievement, and that is improvement in family pension. Family pensioners were getting very little amount in comparison to the family pensioners of government, central government, state government. If a widow gets 7,000 or 8,000 rupees per month by way of family pension, how should we be able to manage her medical expenses, other domestic expenses, etc. Their position was really thin. And this issue was very much imperative to take up. It was taken up by the USDA. And family pension would be from 15% to 30% of the last salary of the retiree, without any ceiling. Pension became almost double, even more than double. The family pensioners who were getting 9,000 rupees, their family pension reached to 19,000 rupees. Very happy. And it is a great blessing to us. And with that blessing, I would say that one day we would also get updation of pension, because their issue was taken up first and on top priority basis. It's a very good achievement. by WebView. Aibrf has also kept very good coordination with WebView by writing letters, by approaching in person. With IB also, they remain in contact with them. For SC, then I would say, very hard. If you see the correspondence which is doing for the retirees, very laborious. Every week or at least every fortnight, you would get one letter from me. And he is doing correspondent communication not with the help of anybody, by his own self on computer directly. So good thing is done effectively by him through communication for the retiree issues. Group insurance policy, you all know that in office bearers meeting of AIBRF, this subject is discussed in length. Number of suggestions had come. One of them was this 2 lakhs policy of each retiree by the bank, reduction in GST, from welfare fund subsidy, all these things. If management is convinced, then reduction in premium or burden of premium can come less. This is in process at present. Updation of pension, you know, that it has become the subject of weight watch and patient. AIBRF has been raising this issue of updation through various organizational programs. In all programs, prime importance is given to updation of pension. AIBRF delegations were fortunate enough, the progress of AIBRF during the last 2 years, I would say, to meet Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman 4 times in last 1.5 years. On each occasion, she heard with patience and gave positive response. Her positive approach reflected in her interview appearing in her speech in AGM of IBO on 10th November 2020. Organizational efforts action program have created favorable climate for updation in government, I would say. Because formally, whenever updation of pension issue was raised in Parliament, Lok Sabha, they were telling that it is not covered under pension regulations. We are sorry, we can't consider it. And the last meeting, last session of the Lok Sabha conference, when it was put up by one MP, the reply was given that it can be sanctioned if it comes from the authority which recommends. So, favorable atmosphere, climate, it has been created during the last 1 year for updation of pension. But IBA, for the reasons known to them, they are delaying the matter. Case in Supreme Court is also pending. In High Court of Punjab and Haryana, the case was against the petitioner. The petitioner filed petition in LPA in the Supreme Court. The main petitioner expired, but others are there. In that case, IBA government, they have also been joined as opponents. This case is pending for want of report from IBA. IBA held meeting with UFDU. But in 1 hour meeting, what could be discussed, what could be submitted, very difficult to understand. Last, you might be knowing that along with the other issues covering updation of pension, UOB has a given call of strike on 27th of this month. Updation has reached up to the stage we could not say definitely whether we will get it or we will not get it. But hope is there. Not very soon, but at a future day, it also can become the reality for the retired. Let us hope for the better. I have covered almost all the things from the beginning up to this date. One thing I would say while concluding my speech, that whatever we get, forget it. The same have been got through UFU or through Aibrf. We have got through organizations. Organization is great. If Aibrf would not have followed up the matter vigorously for the retired issue with IBA, with government, with this MPs and other concerned authorities, if they were not after so vigilantly after the retirees issues, if they had not kept the coordination with UFU, then this thing would not have been possible. The share in getting the achievements is of everybody, I would say. Not of UFU, not of AIBF. Whatever achievement the AIBF got, that also I would state, though even I have covered in my speech. But the important was that 29.5 regulation, 5 years notional service. 5-year notional service to compulsory retired. 5-year notional service to the technical officers. Not 5 years, but notional service to the technical officers. That SSI technical officer, AFOs, chartered accountant, architect, etc. This was not considered previously. They thought on by taking the matter with IBA, government, this could be solved. More pension offered to officers who retired under officers regulation. So these were the achievements which we have got. Achievements could be got because of the organization, because of the sincerity of the members, active participation in the action program by the members. This has made possible the retirees organization successful in getting some of the benefits, particularly second pension option, family pension increase, ag ratio improvement, and other so many things. I am thankful to you for your patient hearing. I know that to speak is easy, but to listen the person patiently for more than 1 hour is rather very difficult. The persons who hear, they hear only by ears. But the person who listens, he listens not only by ears, but with full concentration of his mind on the subject on which the speaker is communicating. Thank you all. Friends, thank you very much for your giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
David sir, thank you for the solid information on AIBR. Thank
Can
you
we
very
take 5 minutes rest?
much. Definitely. Definitely. So, yeah, informally, after that, okay, take rest, please. After that, we can, the floor is open for interaction, if any. Otherwise, We'll proceed. If anybody has to speak, please speak up. Please inform your name. Either raise your hand. You can have the interaction now. Let him.
Again, please, pardon.
Let's sir take rest for 5 minutes. There is no hurry.
And what is your question, please speak again.
If there is any interaction, if anybody wants, if any questions are there, they can proceed. Please announce yourself and speak up. Or raise your hand.
ഒരു ഡൗട്ട് ചോദിച്ചോട്ടെ?
Pinanda, Thursday.
I have, David sir, I
बोलिए.
have got a doubt that with regard to this registration, Aibrf has been registered under Trade Union Act, as well as this Central Bank Retirees Federation also has got the registration. I want to know whether any other base unions or any other separate organizations have got registrations.
Yes, in Gujarat, Central Bank Retired Employees Association,
That is
they
there.
have got registration.
That is there.
Then-
Two cases you have mentioned. One is Central Bank, then the other one is Aibrf.
Under is the Bank of Baroda also, Dena Bank also,
Whether it
they
is
have
all
got the
India,
registration.
whether it is all India or state wise. I want to know whether we can get it registered because I am representing Federal Bank Retirees Association.
So one thing I would tell you, that in Gujarat, it's Registrar of Trade Union, Labour Commissioner. Previously, they were registering the associations of retirees. But in other states, when this thing was not done, retired association were not getting registration. In Gujarat also they stopped. Whatever registration which Dena Bank has got, Bank of India has got, Bank of Baroda has got, Central Bank has got, 10 or 15 years back. Now when the case of All India Central Bank Retired Federation came, Mr. Kulkarni told me that anyhow you get the registration. I want registration in Gujarat. When your association registered, why AICFA could not be registered? Then I, with my other friends of other bank, contacted the deputy registrar. I told her that we are submitting the application of our All India Body Central Bank Retirees Federation for registration. She told that no, we are not registering the retirees organization of state. Then I honestly told her, she was a lady, Mrs. Modi, Labour Commissioner, that we are senior citizens. Most of our members are above 70 years. If any problem would be there, if government would not consider, if our IBA would not consider, then where we would go? You tell me. We have only one recourse, that is for gratuity ELC and for other matters costs. If we are not registered, then management says that it is unregistered body, so they cannot put up their issues with this authority. These things happen when we approach to the ELC or to the court and we fail. At that time, whatever may be the feeling in her mind, but she got convinced. She said to me, Therefore, I to submit the application. Then I submitted the application of AICDF. It took 2 years for registration. AICDF. Because they also say, okay, immediately will not get. We shall have to raise the queries. We shall have to call for explanation on certain points to this office. So, time would be consumed. But whenever they raise query by letters, I replied. Whenever they call me at Gandhinagar, because Gandhinagar is our capital, The office of this trade union labor commissioner is at Gandhinagar. That is 36 kilometers away from my residence. I had to go by car with my son. My son is an advocate, and he has helped a lot to me in getting the registration of AICBF and AIBF. Or when AICBF was registered, then we had to, they were raising the query. That it is all India body. Their central office is at Indore. Why they do not get? Sorry, it's Mumbai for AICBF. Why they not get registration in Maharashtra? Then I had to tell them that the register office is in Ahmedabad. In Mumbai, it is very difficult to get the office, very costly. So office is run at Ahmedabad, and address of the register office was given for AICBRF, our Central Bank Retiree Association, Sursati Business Center, Ambawadi, Ahmedabad. I had to produce the evidence for the office. So after a lot of labor, I could get the registration of AICB. And then the Insab was after me. When you get for AICBF, then why at least this was for the AICBF? And I was successful in that regard. But outsider association would not get entry in Gujarat for registration. That is very clear.
Shri Vijay Kumar MS has raised a hand. സംസാരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? Okay.
Thank you, Comrade Devaji, for enlightening with the history of Aibrf. It was a beautiful experience. I have only one question to you. Comrade Devaji, what would have been the fate of pension to bank retirees had we not signed in 1993 as a second benefit? That is my question.
1993.
Yes.
The case with BA for the gratuity.
No. My question is, what would have been the fate of pension for bank retirees had we not signed in 1993 as a second retirement benefit?
No.
Not clear?
Because for updation of pension, also
Not updation from the 93 pension settlement I'm asking.
pension, pension
93,
what?
yeah, we have signed the pension settlement in 1993. Yeah. Had we not signed on that day, what would have been the fate of pension?
Okay.
That is my question.
I could not understand you.
Okay. Then leave it.
Could you repeat it?
My question, we have signed it, the pension settlement in 1993. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Suppose we are not signing it in 1993. Then what would have been the fate of pension settlement for the bank retirees? That is my question. Had we not signed it in 1993?
We will
If
not
you have
get.
not signed in 1993, then what would be the?
Yeah.
In 1993, we have signed agreement,
Yes.
pension
Yes.
regulation,
Yes.
and
Because there was lot of objection. There was lot of
pension
objection.
regulation came into existence in 1995.
Correct.
Right? Now, what is your question?
Comrade Davidji,
Ah,
Vijay Kumar is asking,
Hmm.
during 1993, if all unions insisted for third benefits and did not sign the settlement, whether there would have been a pension settlement and pension benefit to the bank retirees. That's what he's asking. Suppose AIBA and AIBOA also was insisting for third benefit,
Ah.
and they did not sign a settlement for second benefit, what would have been the position? That is what he is asking.
No, pension regulation, government. Pension, government was agreeable only for pension to the retired on contribution basis. That
Yes.
it cannot be from the budgetary provision. Lot of discussion took place by the unions, employees union, officers union on this subject. And they had ultimately to agree, because in state bank it was third benefit, like on the basis of state bank we were trying, but pension was sanctioned to RBI, Reserve Bank of India, in 1990, and that was on contribution basis. So we had also to sign the pension regulations on the same line which were signed by the Reserve Bank of India. They were then, all right, we have given pension to the RBI. On the same line, we can give to you. And therefore, we had to sign that agreement as second mandate contribution basis. If we would not have signed, pension would not have gone.
That's
Exactly, exactly.
That is the answer what he wants.
Yeah. Exactly. Now you said it. Thank you, comrade.
Because we could get the pension as the Reserve Bank could get the pension in 1990. And at present, our demand of operation is on the line of Reserve Bank.
Comrade, at this age, you have taken so much pain to collect all the details and presented here one by one a long history of All India Bank retirees. We are very much thankful to you. Very much thankful.
No. On the contrary, I feel pleasure to meet you all. I cannot come to Kerala if at any future date, but now it is not possible at this age. But if I
We
would
will
come,
try to convene. We will try to convene Aibrf Central Committee next time in Kerala so that you can also come.
right. Kerala is the leader, I would say, leader in so many things. In Corona also.
No.
But Kerala people,
Shall we conclude?
I just appreciate their spirit. Spirit we find in Kerala people. Good things.
Shri Shankaran Nambiar had raised a hand. Was it by accident or Shankaran Nambiar?
No, I would like to require one clarification regarding this pension settlement.
Speak on.
As we know, the settlement has come in 1/11/93,
Right.
but the gazette notification has come in 1/95 only. During the intervening period, some comrades have omitted to register subsequently. So that person's comrades have not yet in the pension agreement settlement. Still, there is some dispute in some banks whether they are eligible for pension or they are not. Again, they are not eligible for pension.
Some things which were signed in 1993 agreement are missing in pension regulation. I agree. But for that, I cannot give you the reply.
So shall we close the interaction session and proceed with
Yes.
vote of thanks?
Now, Srinivasanji,
Okay,
can
sir.
I request one thing?
Sure.
Definitely.
Would you please arrange to send me the video of my speech?
Yes. Definitely. Definitely, it will reach you.
Because in the morning I wanted to take it, but I asked your coordinator. He told me that you don't take it, he would send to you.
It will reach you.
Permission I just wanted of him, but when he said that he's sending to me, then I didn't arrange for it.
It will reach.
This is my memory also.
We'll be sending you by 10 p.m. tonight or early morning tomorrow. Sure.
No. My this WhatsApp number and this email and everything is with
It'll be on YouTube. We will send you first and then.
Okay. Thank you very much. Happy to meet you all. Very happy.
Thank you. We are also very happy because you are most respected personality in the team of office bearers by IBR.
I have taken 5 days, 6 days to prepare this note.
Prepare.
And he have also helped me. That is also the thing. But now take care of your health.
I was inquiring with Jane, who is the apt person to take, and he was happy that we choose him.
Right.
Okay, Menon, we can.
So, is there a vote of thanks?
Thank you. The Comrade President of this meeting, our beloved validator, Comrade General Secretary of All Kerala Bank, Retirees Federation, our beloved Comrade Shri, sir, our chief guest, Comrade Jagadish Daveji, all my dear comrades, participants, and bank-based leaders of Kerala. It is a pleasure for me to express our vote of thanks to Comrade Jagadish Dave, who has, at his age of 86, made a presentation nearly more than 1.5 hours to educate all of us. It was very informative as well as heartening to note that the agitations conducted by our senior citizens all over India to achieve the benefits for bank retirees. Comrade, I would like to inform you that all the Aibrf directions, guidelines, and agitational calls will be effected and conducted in Kerala at our 100% success. And in the previous years also, we have done all the Aibrf agitations in all the banks with 100% participation. In Kerala, we are proud to note that all the organizations calls have been fulfilled in Kerala with our heart and soul. At this outset, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Comrade Jagadish Daveji for and on behalf of all Kerala Bank Retirees Federation as well as all the participants of this workshop. Thank you, Comrade. Thank you again. And also, I would like to express our sincere thanks to Comrade K. Srinivasan, who is the inspiration of this class, was unable to express his views in this meeting due to health problems. And also, I would like to extend our gratitude to Comrade P.S. Balanji, the President of All Kerala Bank Retirees Federation, and also the President of this meeting, and also all our participants. Thank you, comrades. Thank you once again to all.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Comrade.
Thank you.
Palan sir, we are concluding the meet.
Meet again.
So, with your permission, we are concluding. Thank you.
നമ്മുടെ ആൾ ഇന്ത്യ ബാങ്ക് റിട്ടയറീസ് ഫെഡറേഷൻ്റെ ചരിത്രത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് വളരെ വിശദമായ ഒരു ക്ലാസ്സാണ് ജഗദീഷ് ദവേ ഇവിടെ സെൻഡ് ചെയ്തത്. നമ്മളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം നമ്മൾ ആരാണ്, എന്താണ്, നമ്മുടെ ചരിത്രം എന്താണ് എന്ന് ഓരോ ബാങ്ക് റിട്ടയറിയും മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിരിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. കോമ്രേഡ് വിജയകുമാർ ഒരു ചോദ്യം ചോദിച്ചു. ഒരുപക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ സെക്കൻഡ് ബെനിഫിറ്റായി പെൻഷൻ അഗ്രിമെന്റ് സൈൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല എങ്കിൽ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കുമായിരുന്നു? വളരെ നഗ്നമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ചോദ്യം, നഗ്നമായ ആൻസർ. പെൻഷൻ എന്നുള്ളത് ആ സ്വപ്നം പ്രായോഗികമാകുമായിരുന്നില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. നമ്മൾ കണ്ടതാണ് പെൻഷൻ ഓപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാതെ മാറി നിന്ന ഒരു വിഭാഗത്തിന്റെ ഗതി എന്തായിരുന്നു എന്ന്. അപ്പോ മഹത്തായ ഈ നേട്ടം നമുക്ക് നേടിത്തന്ന നമ്മുടെ സംഘടനയും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ AIBS സംഭാവന ചെയ്ത പെൻഷൻ അഗ്രിമെന്റിനെയും എല്ലാം തന്നെ ബാങ്ക് റിട്ടയറി എന്ന നിലയിൽ നമ്മൾ വളരെ വളരെ ആവേശത്തോടു കൂടി തന്നെ അതിനെ സ്വീകരിക്കുകയും മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോവുകയും ഭാവി തലമുറയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി കൂടി അതിൻ്റെ പെൻഷൻ അപ്ഡേഷൻ തുടങ്ങിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നേടിയെടുക്കുകയും ചെയ്യേണ്ടതാണ്. റിട്ടയർമെന്റ് സമയത്ത് നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാവുന്ന വലിയ ഒരു കടമയും കർത്തവ്യവുമാണ് ബാങ്ക് റിട്ടയറീസിന് വേണ്ടി പണിയെടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത്. അതിന് എല്ലാ സഖാക്കളും എല്ലാ സുഹൃത്തുക്കളും എപ്പോഴും ശ്രദ്ധരായിരിക്കണം എന്ന് അഭ്യർത്ഥിച്ചുകൊണ്ട്, സുഖമില്ലായ്മയെങ്കിൽ കൂടി ശ്രീനിവാസൻ ഈ യോഗത്തിൽ സംബന്ധിച്ചതിന് അദ്ദേഹം പ്രത്യേകം നന്ദി പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് യോഗ നടപടികൾ നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ പര്യവസാനിപ്പിക്കാം. താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you.